Hey everybody, welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I'm Eric. On the bar for today, a single malt scotch, AnCnoc single malt scotch, 24 years old. As always, nose taste finish review of this whiskey. I'll tell you a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts and a final score, leave you with the malt musing. But first, a bit about AnCnoc and this 24-year-old single malt scotch. So, AnCnoc Distillery is actually not called the AnCnoc Distillery, it's called the NoooOOOooo Distillery. Comes out of the Speyside region of Scotland. And this whiskey in particular is named after a crystal spring where they source all of their water. And also it has been said that they call this AnCnoc so it is not confused with the AnCnoc Distillery. So instead of releasing it as NoooOOOooo, they release it as AnCnoc. Anyways, that's a little bit of background. This is a distillery that flies a bit under the radar. So eager to share my thoughts with you on this one today. So here is what the bottle looks like. First of all, let's go over the specs. It says here right on the bottle, non-chill filtered, natural color, 46% ABV. All great things. Here's a little bit of background. NoooOOOooo Distillery, established 1894, is one of the smallest and most enchanting in the Scottish Highlands, is renowned the world over by malt enthusiasts for producing a single malt scotch that makes every day a special occasion. There you go. It does have some tasting notes on it. And again, pretty minimalist presentation for a 24-year-old single malt scotch. Usually you see them in kind of bigger display boxes. Not the case here with this AnCnoc. It does not say what it's matured in. However, I did do a little research and find out this is a mix of ex-bourbon and ex-sherry. That is the rundown on the AnCnoc 24 years old. Let's get some of this in the glass and see what we're working with, y'all. Here is the color, which is natural. Very nice looking. Okay, let's get into the nose. Right away, red fruit, sweet, slight bitter, slight sour. It smells very rich, complex. Behind the fruit notes, there's some spice. It's like baking spices. There's a honey note, a little bit of citrus too, lemon. Very warm and inviting. On those spices, starting to notice it's more of cinnamon, maybe a little bit of clove. There's also like a nice, almost minerality, kind of like wet stone note to this. Pick it up even a bit on the nose. This is non-peated, so no smoke. Wow. Going in deeper now, there's a bit more those kind of vanilla, creamy caramel. Really nice nose. A lot happening here. Maybe a little bit of an almond, almost marzipan note. Ooh, really nice nose. Let's give this a taste, y'all. Cilantro. Very heavy on the arrival. It's a dense whiskey, so I think speaks to that minerality. Wow. Sweet, bitter, sour. Sour note rides all the way through. It's not overpowering. It's actually a really nice accent. It's almost like grapefruit. On that arrival though, sweet, there's red fruit, there's dark red fruit, there's dry red fruit, currant, maybe a little bit of raspberry. Just kind of traditional sherry notes. But as it develops, nice, creamy, vanilla, toffee, honey, big time on the toffee. You get a bit of a pepper spice bite to it as it goes into a nice long finish. I'm left with a little bit of that almond, mocha almond, caramel, vanilla, a little bit of that salty citrus bite. Quite a long finish. Very good. Okay. At 46%, we're going to put just a little bit of water on this. With older whiskeys, You don't want to drown them. They're a little bit more delicate than the younger stuff. So we're going to do about a half teaspoon here. See what else we get on this nose. Wow. The addition of water, just a nice freshness coming out of this. Lemon lime, orange peel, citrus notes. Wow. That core of that kind of dense, again, kind of like wet stone. The vanilla, the toffee. Wow. Those dried sherry notes have taken a little bit of a step back. It's a bit juicier red fruit now. Hard to tell what, but just a general sweetness, fruit sweetness. Cinnamon's still there too. Wow, quite nice. It's got a bit more vibrant with the addition of water. Okay, give this another taste. Caramel, toffee, that bitter sour is still there, the citrus, and then it just, the dried red fruits are kind of back now on the palate, but that pepper spice, a bit of that citrus bite, a bit of this brininess to it. Honey. It's like white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, all the chocolates. Fantastic. I have to have another taste here. That finish is still nice and long, sticky, rich whiskey. Wow. Really, really good. There's something else there too. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's a little bit of like an effervescence. Maybe a slight floral? Not sure. A lot happening here. All right. Bottle, value-wise, of the AnCnoc 24 years old is at a stunningly good price. You do not usually find whiskeys at this age these days for anything less than the high 200s, low 300s. This one you can find anywhere from around $200 to around $230, which I think makes this an incredibly good value. You just do not find whiskeys this caliber at this age very often at a price around $200 to $230. So great value on this. All right, so final thoughts here on the AnCnoc 24 years old. This is a stunningly good whiskey. It's rich, it's complex. It's definitely not a beginner whiskey. I think this is something I would recommend trying the 12 just to get a sense of the style of the distillery. This is a distillery whose distinctive style, as I mentioned, of kind of honey, sweet, sour, a bit of that minerality, kind of carries through their entire range. I would recommend trying their 12-year first just to make sure it's your deal. Not everybody's into that kind of slight sour bitter note, but for those who are and appreciate the complexity and dimension that that brings to a single malt, you are going to be very well rewarded with this 24 years old. This is one of the better older whiskeys that I've had and comes in at a stunningly good price. So this really can't be beat. This is a diamond in the rough. If you've not tried out AnCnoc, I definitely recommend you do. And if you find this 24-year-olds, buy it without question. My final score on this is going to be a 4.5 out of 5, which means I highly recommend that you go get yourself a bottle of the AnCnoc 24 years old. All right, y'all. So with that, we'll close up this whiskey review. If you have yet to, do hit subscribe. I have whiskey reviews coming out every single Friday and a live happy hour on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Would love to see you there. And with that, I will kick you over to your malt musing, and we'll catch you next week here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Salanchi, y'all.